What up, guys? So today, I am bringing to you the Power Sword buff. Now, what I found with this weapon pretty much halfway through this operation is there's two things, I guess. The Power Sword right now is likely better off in power mode, just, generally, because if you're getting swarmed, the speed mode now feels pretty weak compared to the power mode, especially considering, the power mode is the preferred mode for the mobbing part of melee. But here's the thing. Power Whirl is still powerful, which is nice. I think Power Rake is where you should have your single target damage coming from now. So basically, 1-2 hit, charge attack Power Sword, you should have a fair amount of single target damage. Now, I don't know if you saw that build right there, but this is a non-invigorating icon bulwark build. I've been playing around with different types of banners recently, and I do have a fair amount of the shock perks. Basically, when my armor is broken every 90 seconds, I get a shock field, and then same goes for the parry. And I'm also I'm not using the intimidating aura because I wanted most of my DPS to come from the sword part of my build. But I wanted the shock fields because I think the shock fields are a great way to complement the damage to the power sword. And now, this is a confirmation. They fixed spores. We get a spawn right there, and then we get a spawn like 1 or 2 above us. Once I saw the spore mines, I was like, dude, we have to get out of this hallway. And yeah, no more. they were gone. They were gone after that. So that was really nice. Now, yeah, that was me throwing a grenade. It was actually a 400 IQ play because I wanted the shock field, right? No, but seriously though, the Power Sword's damage is definitely in a better spot. I really enjoy using this weapon now. I kind of want to run the Chain Sword again just to compare and contrast. But here's basically when I figured out, oh, wait, Power Rake is probably the way you want your damage from. I mean, Power Whirl is still good as well, but there's a perk on the Power Sword that gives you 50% more damage for the Power Rake. And I know since we have like an overall damage buff for the Power Sword, I figured, hey, you know what, this might be just a little bit better. Now, we should have done this the entire operation, just standing right near the Heavy. The Heavy has the Melta, and then I just used the Power Sword. We were melting enemies right there. That was kind of sick. But yeah, this operation was actually obviously I want to try to tackle the Hive Tyrant with the buffed Power Sword, right? But honestly, obviously the spore mines have been fixed as well. So we're also, we're going against Tyranid, so we're also trying to, gauge the spore mine fix to see if that actually helps. And luckily we have a Biovore here to help us for that. Dude, this Biovore is so like scandalous. He's just jumping around, jumping up and down. he's not even like, he's literally not even fighting us. Oh my god. It's just, Biovores are so funny, dude. Like, they can seriously just be, like, they can be way too scandalous and just, like, stay away from the fight. But, yeah, then we got a Zoanthrope spawn, and that, I was kind of annoyed by that. The Biovore over there isn't even reaching us with any spore mines, so I don't know what that says, really. I think the Biovore is kind of an interesting enemy. But the Biovore might be, I mean, considering this, the Biovore might be the worst extremist enemy to run into, like as far as like the weakest. I genuinely think the Ravener and the Lictor are more dangerous to run into than the Biovore at this point. Even though I still honestly like fighting all of the Tyranid enemies. Oh, now here is a show to the banner. The rapid regeneration is helping, and then I also have Glory's Shield, so I don't really get that. The banner still has a fair amount of duration. I don't get super nerfed by the duration nerf from rapid regeneration. And you can kind of keep track of my cooldown throughout this operation. It was fair. It's not like the overall banner cooldown was nerfed or anything. But, without Inner Fire, I still think banner has a, I still think banner has a great tempo within Absolute, even without any sort of cooldown you know, any sort of cooldown support like Inner Fire or, I guess, Squad Renewal. Now, this part of the operation, this is when I figured, hey, you know what? Speed mode is a little bit too risky to use nowadays, at least in Absolute. I should have switched to power mode just a little bit sooner, but I did not see the wave coming from the right side of the room, or at least right to the door to the left there. Still, regardless, I get chipped up pretty clean there by the gaunts. The swarm was definitely a pain, and yeah, I'm trying my best to use Power Whirl to trigger gun strikes. Luckily, my two teammates here are putting in a lot of work because they have the Meltas. They're both using Meltas. And I gotta say, they did a good job at getting me to the Hive Tyrant. And also, they did a good job at clearing out some mobs to the point where I started to realize, hey, the power mode's the way to go with the power sword now. Especially, like, this is pretty much the part that showed me how fast clearing can be with the power sword. If you just have power mode right here, you can seriously just clear out this entire wave of Tyranids. There's no way any of these enemies can stay on top of this wall for more than like 3 seconds. They just get absolutely shredded, and not to mention, you know, I can use the gun strike right there to finish off that one, but I was just swinging off with this thing. The power sword, I think, is in a great spot for the power mode. Now, I do think the light attack, maybe one of the light attack perks can be buffed or something. But I just think you're better off just, you know, either comboing off with Power Whirl or Power Rake when you go into Majorus, or you simply put, just parry the Majorus and gun strike them and then save your sword for the Minorus, you know? So it really depends on how you want to play, but I think Power Sword gives you a bunch of options. Now, there is our team perks there. Advanced Conditioning's obviously still really good. Now, this is a good banner. I dropped the banner. It is buffing the damage of my teammates. It is also helping them get armor back. So it is a bit of a support banner. Helps my heavy tank a bit. And it really, basically, the banner that I have on this build is purely rapid regeneration and helping your teammates do damage. And I think that does a good combination to really clear out waves. As you see right here, we got jumped by triple Lictors. That was an insane fight. Luckily, I had the banner there. Now, this is practically a death hallway at this point. I think as a team, we were feeling really good. We thought we could tackle anything. That banner I dropped isn't being used right now. Unfortunately, I think I should have put the banner a little bit closer to the pack of majors. I tried to keep the banner in the middle of the hallway, but the teammates I have are using Meltas, right? So they got to get closer to the enemies. So as we were pushing back the enemies, we were pushing away from the banner. Hence, my teammate going down here. Now, I do get the res here. And these are painful reses. I do go down. I do have a Guardian Relic, which is nice. Now, something was weird with my Plasma Pistol right there. I was doing the aim, and then it de-aimed me, so I wasn't able to get the full amount of the healing from the contested health. I tried to just aim without aiming, but it was rough. Regardless, I was able to heal because of the Vanguard team perk, Unmatched Zeal, that was recently buffed. Now, those parries right there were pretty sick, but I am the last brother standing right now. So I have to do my best to pick up my teammate. I get jumped on by a Ravageur. How did we make it out of this situation, dude? The banner was a little bit misplayed, and my teammates, unfortunately, this was the time where their Melta luck ran out. I think just the aggressive amount of enemies that we ran into there and their attacks, specifically this Ravageur, I feel like. One of our teammates must have got jumped on, besides me as well. Because one of our teammates go down, two of my teammates go down, and now we have a teammate who is respawning, which is really rough. I did get a few reses right there, but like I said, those were painful reses. The Bulwark, I don't have a banner right now, and no armor either. So what basically those reses were the reses that saved the game. But I swear, man, you might want to use the res for the banner now. Banner might just be better off just being a res and then increasing the damage of your teammates. But still, I gotta say, I gotta give it to my teammates there. They got me to the Hive Tyrant fight. They used their meltas, they cleared out rooms. Anything that I wasn't getting with the power sword, they were getting. The heavy gets a lot of damage by the end of this operation. And now's why we are here, to test out the power sword damage against the Hive Tyrant. And I am going with the light swings. I still think the light swings are likely your best bet against something like the Hive Tyrant. Against majors, you might just be better off with a parry gunstrike or like a power whirl and keeping your weapon in power mode so you can take out these gaunts that are insanely powerful and on absolute. Like seriously, getting a gaunt wave when you're using a melee weapon can seriously go sideways if they catch you without armor. But yeah, there I just switched to the power sword. I just switched to the power mode there. It was just funny how I was kind of just goofing off with that Tyranid there. But okay, so I still have the plasma pistol, which is nice. The plasma pistol can do a fair amount of range damage. And the Vanguard goes down. The Vanguard goes down. We do get a Vanguard NPC bot here. So that's not too bad. I do have one teammate with a mortal wound. I have 2 stims. Okay, so I know you might be... I forgot to mention this. The 2 teammates I had did not want to pick up stims. They pointed out every stim. Both of them did not pick out any stims. And they were using the Melta. They were clearing out waves. But as you've seen with that death hallway, you can't always... you can't always just outplay everything. Sometimes you need some resources. And luckily I have a fair amount of resources because I basically was stacked with stims the entire time here. And at a certain point, I was just like, okay, this is my job. They gave me the stims. I need to take out this Hive Tyrant, you know? Even that stim I pick up. But I don't know. I picked up that one because I knew I likely had to clutch out this Hive Tyrant. We get a Melta Bomb there, but it really didn't do that much damage. What I really want to do with the power sword here is to get close and get some gun strikes, get some parries. Now the heavy does go down, and luckily I did get the shock field on the Hive Tyrant there. I do heal, I do get a dodge. This bot, I gotta say, definitely helped out. You see like a little pack over there, just a major and like some gaunts, nothing too crazy. But like still, the bot just being there just really helps me focus on the Hive Tyrant here. I'm getting extra damage from the banner here. He interrupts the power whirl, which would have been the main way for my power sword to get damage. Now, I gotta say, those light swings still are chipping him pretty well. Right there is a pretty accurate representation of the overall power sword damage for light swings. And yeah, I definitely wanted to land a power whirl. I know a power rake definitely would have been good as well, but I seriously couldn't find too many windows at all, regardless, to get any damage in. And yeah, basically I had to ride out with a couple parries, a couple perfect dodges just to get some gun strikes. And yeah, whenever I found a moment to swing my sword, I would do it. And it's actually the light swings against the Hive Tyrant is really good because you can get the light swings off as you are doing the parries. So you can like parry, gun strike, light swing, parry, gun strike, light swing, and then in this situation, I had the plasma pistol, and yeah, this is when I knew I had it. Honestly, right there, once I had the build down, it took me a bit to really understand the power sword and the strongest way to use it throughout this entire operation. I tried a lot of things. But right there against that Hive Tyrant, I was able to clutch out a great loop. I got some good gun strikes. I had 5 special kills and 3 reses. That's pretty much where I contributed. Look at that heavy damage though. Holy cow, dude.